Hello and welcome to this Startup and Running podcast where we put the running back into running your business. I'm Ange McDonald, and as always, I'm joined by the wonderful Peter Brisbane. Hello, Peter.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's Friday afternoon.
It may be that you are listening to it, but here it's Friday afternoon, and
yeah, I've got a bottle of water, and it's occurring to me that it could be a beer, even of the non-alcoholic variety. It does have that vibe about it, the Friday afternoon beverage vibe. I think I quite like a Friday afternoon record. Maybe we should do this standard.
Yeah.
Hand over the boys to your husband.
Yeah. He's home from work, so no guest appearances today.
Shame. I mean, makes editing a bit easier. And apologies for the little baby interruptions in last week's episode. But, we're real here. This is what's happening.
We're real runners trying out real stuff.
Yeah. With real babies.
Yeah.
Well, how's your week been this week, Pete?
Look, I'll tell everyone what I text you this week, and that'll put into perspective. Maybe I won't have to talk about how the week's gone.
Yeah,
I messaged you. I messaged you saying I've just calculated, that it's possible for me to walk the marathon and finish it in time.
Yeah.
And I can if I do a fast walk, which I can, which is what I did on the Camino, so I'm sure it can be done.
Yeah. So that how fast is it that you need to walk?
Well, I think the cutoff was I actually didn't look at the cutoff, but I think it's 7 hours. So
sure.
I'd have to do walking fast. But I think 10 minute kilometers would be okay. Which is fast. But it could be done.
Yeah. It's a really fast walk, or it's a slightly slow jog.
Yeah. So I mean,
some combination of the two.
That shows you how I'm going with getting out on runs, and that's just my vibe at the moment. I'm trying not to get too upset because it's almost physically impossible for me to do stuff at on some days because the lack of sleep is so much that I think it would actually be detrimental to try to go running.
Yeah. Also potentially dangerous. That's the kind of environment when you might injure yourself because you're not picking your feet up and trip on something, and you don't want that.
We all know, because I've talked about it on the podcast, I already have fallen over before and I wasn't sleep deprived, so yes, exactly. But I hope this is a phase and we're making some adjustments in our team to try and increase the sleep.
Okay. Yeah, good. It's it is really hard. I think you just got to take each day as it comes, and if you get a run in, great. If you don't, it's actually quite a long time until the end of August.
Yeah.
So,
but how's your week been?
It's been an interesting week. I was very proud of myself on Wednesday or Tuesday because I had to go. So I was trying to do a bit of a run each day this week, and I haven't succeeded in that. But I ran on Wednesday, on Monday, and then Tuesday I had a mediation down in Sydney, and I had tried to plan it so I could do kind of a half an hour run before the mediation, and there was traffic and trains, and so that kind of time disappeared. But I had enough time to do a little kilometre lap of Hyde Park, so I did it.
Oh, I love it.
Even though it was, it felt a little bit ridiculous to be going out to just run a kilometre. But I do think it really helped because it was a really long day. And I do think it helped that I got out and got a little bit of exercise.
Definitely would have.
To focus. And then it's been a bit of a crazy end to the week because I got a phone call on Wednesday from Parkrun to tell me that I have been selected to get the golden ticket in the 7 marathons in 7 states in 7 days. Yeah. So I have been trying to sort that out and work out what to do with my life. Yeah, it's very cool. So it's an event that's put on by Bravehearts every year. They've done it for about 5 years, and it's a week of marathons. Each day in a different state.
Yeah.
And Bravehearts is a child SA charity, and they do a lot of work in terms of prevention and also treatment and support. So amazing charity. They're working with Parkrun, so I'll be fundraising both for Bravehearts and for Parkrun.
Yeah.
In this event, and it starts on the 29th of June, which is 100 days from today, the day we're recording. Gosh. So you're not the only one that's been calculating how fast you could walk a marathon this week. Yeah. We've got 6.5 hour cutoffs, so I think I could definitely run more, and I will be definitely walking the 7 marathons. But I'm going back to the Gold Coast because it finishes at the Gold Coast Marathon.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I bet your reaction was like, whoa.
I was like, I was pretty shocked. I had mentioned to you that I like chucked in an application for it. Yeah. We got Parkrun sent an email to their email list last month, I think, and I thought, what are the chances? Something I'd love to do. It's kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to do something like that, and fly and to a different state every day and run a marathon. And I never thought in a million years that I would get selected for it, but here we are.
Yay! I'm so chuffed. I'm so chuffed. And so is that a month after your race?
Yeah, so what I've decided, I think the most sensible thing to do is to not do UTA.
Okay, yeah.
Because it would be 6 weeks after that. And I know what it was like trying to do the second marathon last year, kind of 8 weeks after it.
Yeah.
I think I'm better off just putting all my efforts into being ready for the week of marathons.
Yes. Oh my gosh, big calls. Yes. But I do agree. Yeah.
So yes, I've offered that spot up to some friends. So I sadly won't be doing UTA this year, but for a very good cause.
Yeah.
Which
it's like
is
you've got to take this opportunity. I feel like that's fate setting a path that you can't ignore.
Yeah. So look, it's obviously going to be a big commitment, and it's come at a time when I'd gotten really zen about my training, and that's going to have to change. Because I've been training around the kind of 25-30k mark a week, which is because I haven't really started doing super long runs on the weekend, but I'm going to need to get that up around kind of 80-90Ks a week, I think, to be able to run 7 marathons in 7 states in 7 days.
So tell us about the details. Like, how does Parkrun support you and everything?
Yeah, so I am running as their golden ticket holder, right? So Parkrun's going to have me doing each of the events. So as part of what they call a national team. So there's 30 runners in total doing that. It will be on the national team that are doing the 777, and we're all raising money for Braveheart. So then I'm the only one that's in the national team that's also raising money for Parkrun.
Got it.
And then there are another 7 people who have been selected by Parkrun to run the marathon at each event in each state.
So you are the Parkrun rep.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, you have become the best parkrun advocate in the last 2 years, so I feel like it is really fitting.
Meant to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They've made a great choice.
Yes. So I've got, people supporting me from Parkrun itself, and then there's the support team from Bravehearts.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of assistance that's put in place in terms of training and nutrition, and like there's a physio that is on tour with the national team, and a nurse. I've got to go get a medical check. So this is all subject to, getting a medical check from my doctor that I'm not going to die doing this.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a very different proposition to doing the marathons that I did last year, where I was trying to do them as fast as I can.
Yeah.
Like this, I'll just be trying to do them as sustainably as possible.
Yeah.
Within the cutoff time. So there's flights and between the different states and accommodation and all that sort of stuff is all covered, and all the food. So I've just got to rock up and run.
Amazing. And you'll have a really good crew of people who are a part of it.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things that they mentioned. It's a kind of cool bonding experience with the other people who are doing it. Other crazy people. Much like me.
Oh my gosh, it's a bit like not as like 1 in a million chance, but it's a bit like me doing the entering the ballot for Sydney. It's happened now, so you got to do it.
Yeah, and I think it's just the universe saying, look, you can do this.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. So we can do it, Peta.
This is amazing. And I'd like to point out, she saved this news for the podcast. So
I did.
I am genuinely, this is my genuine reaction.
Yes, yeah. I told some of our other friends this morning as we were having coffee, and they were like, have you told Peta yet? I was like, they're like, you need to record it. I was like, guys, the podcast is recorded now. We have it on video. You'll see it.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to be armchair support and live this adventure with you, as will everyone on the podcast.
Yes, yeah. So I'm thinking I'll probably try to do a little update, a podcast update each day that I'm doing the event.
Yeah.
Kind of a little podcast diary.
Yeah.
And there'll be lots of cool stuff that kind of comes along with this. So I'm just super excited. I'm, you know how I feel about parkrun.
Yeah, exactly.
And, so it's really nice.
Ambassador.
Well, it's lovely to have the opportunity to raise some money and some awareness for them, and to keep parkrun free for everyone, which is really important. And then also to raise money for Bravehearts as well. So super, super cool.
Oh my gosh.
Did I think I'd be back at the Gold Coast this quickly? No.
Yeah. But actually it's kind of cool. You're going to know exactly what it's all about. And you can kind of enjoy it, because that first marathon nerves will be gone.
Well and truly, by that time I will be doing that'll be my 9th marathon.
Amazing.
Yeah. Insane.
Oh, wow. I'm so excited to go on the journey with you.
Yeah. Look, well, maybe you can come physically to part of the journey. We'll see what we can organise.
Yeah, so actually I just pulled up the list. So Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne, Hobart, Sydney, Canberra, and then Gold Coast.
Yeah. So if anyone's interested in joining at each location other than the Gold Coast, because the Gold Coast, it finishes at the Gold Coast Marathon that I ran in last year. But in each of the other locations, Bravehearts is putting on the event. And so you can do a 7, a 14, a half marathon, or a full marathon just on that particular location.
Yeah.
So you can register and come along and cheer me on. Running whichever number marathon it will be at the time.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I think the one in Sydney is at Sydney Olympic Park. And I understand the way that all of the marathons are structured, other than the Gold Coast, is it's a 7K loop.
Yeah.
And so, so, I think one of them's the Melbourne one's at Albert Park. The one in Hobart's out the front of Ninja Stadium.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of cool,
very cool
places to be running. I've not been to every state in Australia, so this is going to be cool.
Yes. I'm overwhelmed with excitement for you. And yeah, I'll have to make it definitely to the Sydney one to cheer you on, and actually maybe go in one of the races.
That'd be absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's Friday in Sydney. Or the Saturday. Yes,
Friday,
I think it's the Friday.
3rd of July.
Yeah. So come on down if you're listening in Sydney. The other dates, so it starts on the 29th of June and then goes until the 5th of July.
Yeah.
I think that's right. Or the 4th, one of those. So very cool. Very insane.
Cool. Very cool. And everyone gets to sort of live the insanity with us then. For the next few weeks until 100 days.
Yeah. So it's a bit over 14 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's good that I've been training, although, in a fairly relaxed fashion, but it's a good amount of time to be able to ramp it up and then taper off.
So how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just going to have to lock in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing some calculations. It's like pretty reasonable for me to ramp up over kind of 4 weeks to get up to about 80 Ks over the week, and then maintain that for maybe like 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and then taper off. So
yeah.
I think it's I almost prefer to have less time, because I think it would really get in your head if you're kind of slowly building up and really intensely training for it over like a year.
Yeah, you really have a laser focus now. So
yeah. So I think that will be motivating. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I really need to get kind of on top of my nutrition if I'm going to be running that much during the week. I think probably I'm probably not eating as much as I should be, just because of work's busy and life's busy. So that's one of the things that kind of drops off. So yeah, I'm going to be really focused on making sure I'm eating enough to replenish all of the energy that is expended in running. Not just during the week, obviously, but in the lead up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oof. Well, and maybe the universe has said, trail running, not just yet.
Not just yet. Yeah, hold off.
Yeah.
You're not finished with marathons yet.
Yeah.
Now, Pete, controversial question. How many marathons have you done?
I've done 6, so you'll have blown me out of the park. You will be an expert.
Yeah, I'll be expert at really slowly finishing marathons consecutively.
But that's what we want. That's what we want on this podcast. We're just average, regular runners, just running out for ourselves and talking about the benefits.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm going to have to invest in some sort of those recovery boots. I think that's going to be essential. And food, lots of food.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to go on this journey with you.
I'm so excited too. And then, it won't be long after we finish that up till it'll be getting to kind of crunch time for your marathon.
Yeah. This has really spurred me on.
Excellent.
Especially if I commit to doing one of the runs, like Sydney, of the runs at Sydney.
Yeah. Look, 7 Ks. That's totally. Yeah. I think in 100 days you could probably do 14.
Yeah.
Even definitely. If walk around, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll get the crew down there.
Yeah. Because that'll be your second. No, you'll have 2 more to go after that.
Correct. Yeah. So I think we drive. Yeah, we go Sydney, fly into Sydney from Hobart, and then I think maybe there's a bus down to Canberra, and then we fly from Canberra up to the Gold Coast. So
very cool.
Pretty cool.
Very cool. I'm just blown away. Blown away.
Me too. My mother, very concerned.
Like that it's physically possible?
I think she's concerned about the actual ability to do it. I think she's concerned about the amount of time it will take to like get ready, and that I'm just taking on too many things, all of which are valid concerns. But also, on the other hand, when are you going to get this opportunity to do this ever again?
Yeah. The physical side, it's all good. It's all
See,
good.
I'm glad. Also, one of my colleagues was like, "You might die, Ange," and I was like, "I'm not going to die. I've got to have a medical."
No,
it's fine.
No.
I was like, I can walk. Like, I don't need to. I'm not trying to do like a 3-hour marathon.
And there's going to be people monitoring you.
Like, exactly.
Good. You've got this.
Yes. No, I feel good about it. It does mean I'm going to have to do more of my hated long runs, but that's fine. That's probably the kick up the butt that I needed.
And
that's the universe being like
just strengthening too.
Yes. Yeah. Got to get. One of our friends was going to the gym to do a leg session today, and she was like, "I think you should come."
Yeah. Yes.
I also have to work. But yes.
Yeah.
So,
it'd be fine if you could just put work to the side for the next 100 days.
Yeah. Well, so the other thing is, obviously, it's fundraising. So I'm going to be raising money for Bravehearts and Parkrun as well. So there's an extra aspect of it, which is kind of organising sponsorship and events and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So that's going to be pretty cool.
Yes.
But I'll be doing that not just on my own. I'll be doing that with the support of Parkrun.
Yeah.
But yes, I think lots of cool opportunities, and amazing. Like, I can't at the moment imagine what it will be like. But it's all. I'm sure I will start to as I get into the training more.
Well, I think the main thing is keep the thoughts positive, and you can absolutely do it. Me and everyone listening are here right behind you, and you'll get there. You'll get there.
Well, right back at you, Pete. You got this.
I will. I will. Now you're doing this. There's no. I will. Get there.
Well, you got to start catching up to me with your marathon.
Yeah.
After
exactly,
I finish it,
exactly.
Got to get some more under your belt, mate.
Yeah.
No, absolutely insane. I kind of don't have any words other than the 20 so minutes of words that I've already shared.
Great news for what is a Friday afternoon for us and for the listeners. And I really think this is going to set the trajectory of what we discuss for the weeks to come. Yeah. I'm looking forward to being able to share with our listeners the work you're going to do for your fundraising. That'll be amazing. Yeah. It's great that we've got this platform as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Parkrun will be setting up the fundraising page. So as soon as that's live, I will share the details of that with everyone. So that it might be up by the time this gets published. If so, check the show notes, and there'll be a link there. But if not, if you go to the social media, startupandrunning_AU on Instagram, there'll be a link there.
Yeah, amazing. So proud of you. Golden ticket.
Golden ticket. So I have reached out to a couple of people to get some advice. One was Erkana, who has run 150 marathons in 150 days.
Yeah.
So I feel like she's going to have some advice, helpful advice as to how to recover and get your body ready and all of that sort of stuff. And she did it in a much more difficult scenario where she was self-supported. So at least I'm going to have a whole heap of people there helping me.
Yeah.
So yes, and she's also about to have a baby in
wonderful.
A few weeks. So I'm not sure whether we'll be able. Ideally, I'd love to get her on the podcast to talk about it, but that may not be possible.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. And I have sent a message to David and Megan Roach. I've spoken about them a lot. I listen to their podcast and I'm on their Patreon. And David is trying to get a golden ticket at the moment to Western States. And so, I was kind of like, well, they always say shoot your shot. So I shoot my shot in putting in this application, and look what's happened.
Shoot your shot in life,
shoot your shot,
business and running.
Absolutely. So, yes, I'm hoping to get some guidance. I mean, ultimately, this is like a multi-stage ultra, right?
Yes, like exactly.
So, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. In total, it will be 295 kilometers in a week. I don't think I've run 295 kilometers in a month, so that'll be, quite a bit. But yes, I'm hoping to get some advice from those guys in terms of training. But like I said, there's coach and training plans and all that sort of stuff that is provided in the support. But yes, I do want to embrace the idea of walking lots of this.
Yeah, so if I think about the Camino, there are people who walk 40 kilometers a day, so it's 100% achievable. 100%.
Yeah. I think the hardest thing is just going to be able to fit in as much kind of running as I can.
Yeah.
But I've got the treadmill, my neighbour's treadmill still, so I'll be able to hopefully do maybe like some doubles where I do a run in the morning and then in the evening just do a little kind of treadmill session, even if it's just half an hour, just to kind of keep adding on to the time on feet.
Yeah.
But slowly progressing into all this stuff because I don't want to get an injury.
Don't want to shock your body.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited and I can't wait to go on the journey with you.
I can't wait either. I think it's going to be a massive year, Pete.
This is it. Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot. I mean, this is a call out to everyone. Like, put your name in that raffle. Like, you might just get selected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then fate takes care of your goals.
Decision making. Yeah. Yep. Just go on. It's fine. We'll be fine. Also, I think it's shown a little bit for me what running the marathons I've already done has taught me. So, like, a lot of people have been like, "That's insane. Is that even possible?" But having done the marathons, I know that it is.
Yeah.
And I actually remember. I don't know if you remember, but so Bravehearts did this event last year. I think they've been doing it for about 5 years. And so when we were at the finish line at the Gold Coast, whenever a 777 runner was coming across, they were announcing that they were a 77 runner. Yeah. 777. And I remember thinking at the time that was insane. But here we are.
Yay. Wonderful news and such great causes. Such great causes.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess where do we go from here, Pete? I don't know. We should probably wrap up and go for a run.
Yeah. Let's do it.
We gotta keep the podcast short these days, guys. We don't have time to be sitting down. Yeah. We've got to be moving our bodies.
I actually think everyone be prepared in a future episode. Ange will just be walking on the treadmill while recording.
No. Yeah, absolutely. I was literally
you're gonna read briefs. You're gonna have to read briefs while you're walking on a treadmill. Over the next 100 days.
Yeah. Because I do think I'll be interested to ask some people, but I do think kind of just walking will also be helpful in terms of mileage.
Yeah.
For this kind of training, it's a bit kind of I'm glad that we've got the training plan that has been shared, because I'm kind of like, how do you even train for that?
Yeah.
I was information I will soon have that I can share.
You can tell us. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Let's do this.
Let's do
this, team.
We can do it. And I mean, the most important thing is it's Friday afternoon as we're recording this, but it'll probably be Wednesday when you're hearing it. So get ready, sign up, and head along to your nearest parkrun and give it a go if you haven't already.
Yeah,
because it might change your life, and then in a couple of years you'll find yourself running 7 marathons in 7 days in 7 states. That's the trajectory of everyone who starts parkrun.
But at the very least, you could meet your 50, 100, 150, etc. milestones, which is quite cool, I think.
Yes, very cool. I was calculating when I'll hit my 100, which will be a couple of weeks after you do the marathon. So
cool, very cool.
I was also calculating. I was like, well, I'm going to miss a parkrun. Surely I should get some credit.
Yeah, to keep some consistency.
Bonus credit the day that I'm running a marathon in Sydney or Canberra. But
exactly.
So I was like, when does it start? Could I fit in the parkrun before I go and do my marathon? No, is the answer.
And don't.
Probably not a good idea, but in any event, it's not possible.
Yeah.
If you're listening from, one of Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne, Hobart, Canberra, or Sydney, or the Gold Coast, and you want to come out and support, let me know. Follow along, because I'll need all the support that I can get to get us across the line.
Absolutely.
And you've got plenty of time to prepare if you want to come and do one of these races. Even if you just do the 7K, it'd be really cool.
Absolutely.
And it will be raising money for a great cause.
Yeah. We'll continue to give you updates as we progress.
Yes, yeah. This is all very new. It's technically when you're listening to this, it'll be announced by Parkrun today. So we'll be this is hot off the press, guys.
Hot off the press. And I'm saying we as if I'm the one that has to run it too, but
You'll be there in spirit.
Yeah.
No, couldn't do it without you, Pete.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon we might need to organise for Dad to look after the boys, and you can come to the Gold Coast.
I agree.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me monopolise this episode, which I told you was about something else.
Amazing.
And, sneakily made it all about me.
Yes. For good reason.
But it's very cool. It is very cool. And I'm really excited to share it with you.
Can't wait. Get out there and go for a run.
Really seriously, I'm going to shoot your shot, get out and go for a run, and you too can run.
Yes.
Too many marathons. Okay. See ya.
Bye.